When the federal raids on Diddy's homes were first announced, Hollywood didn't just react, it panicked. The scene looked like something straight out of a crime documentary. Agents in tactical gear, vehicles blocking the streets, boxes of evidence being hauled out the door. It wasn't subtle, and it wasn't routine. It was a clear message that something big was unfolding. But the moments that followed were even stranger. Because almost immediately after news of the raids broke, certain celebrities, especially the ones who had long-standing ties with Diddy, started moving very differently. They weren't making statements or showing support. They weren't offering explanations. They weren't denying anything. They were disappearing. Sudden flights out of the country, long, unannounced vacations, social media wipeouts, silent retreats, no interviews, no appearances. And these weren't C-list celebrities. These were some of the most recognizable faces in music, TV, and entertainment. Ellen was one of the first names people noticed. She wasn't just stepping out of the spotlight, she was gone. Reports claimed she quietly flew to Europe, staying under the radar and avoiding every major event she would normally be invited to. Her disappearance wasn't subtle. It was immediate, and the timing was impossible to ignore. Then came the others. People who had once been regulars at Diddy's parties, pictured in the same circles, connected through business deals or friendships. Suddenly, they were posting from places like Switzerland, Dubai, South Africa, or the Caribbean. All planned vacations that magically started right after the raids. But the turning point came when Joe Rogan weighed in. Rogan isn't a Hollywood insider, but he's one of the only public figures who speaks openly about the entertainment industry without fear of consequences. And when he addressed the Diddy situation, he didn't sugarcoat anything. He talked about the timing of the celebrity disappearances. He talked about how quickly certain people ran for the airport. He talked about how Hollywood has a long history of distancing itself from potential scandals before the public ever learns the full story. And he talked about how odd it was that people who were normally loud, active, and visible were suddenly ghosting the world. He didn't claim to have proof. He wasn't accusing anyone directly, but he highlighted a pattern that was too strange to ignore, a pattern that fans were already noticing long before he mentioned it. And once Joe Rogan brought attention to the situation, everything exploded. Millions of viewers started looking deeper. Clips of old interviews resurfaced. People started connecting dots, comparing dates, analyzing movement patterns, flight logs, old photos, and social media timelines. That's when things got even wilder. Fans claimed certain celebrities left the United States within 24 to 48 hours of the raids. Others quietly shut down production schedules or canceled shows. Some disabled comments and locked their accounts entirely. Even comedians like Kevin Hart, someone heavily connected to Hollywood parties, suddenly became extremely private. Top producers went silent. Big-name musicians who used to party with everyone completely changed their online behavior. But Ellen leaving the country? That was the biggest shock because of how consistent she had always been with public appearances. Her sudden disappearance felt like a chess move, strategic, fast, and absolutely intentional. Online discussions exploded with theories. Not accusations, just speculation based on timing. People were asking, why did all of this happen right after the raids? How did so many celebrities choose the exact same moment to take a break? Why did some of Hollywood's most visible figures suddenly go dark? Some believed they were distancing themselves just in case the situation escalated. Others thought they simply didn't want to be associated with any part of the storm that was building. And then there were rumors, unconfirmed but widely discussed, suggesting that Diddy might have been exploring ways to reduce legal pressure. Nothing proven, nothing official, but the idea alone was enough to make people question whether some celebrities were creating space before more information came out. But the silence was the loudest clue. Hollywood is known for speaking up, for defending friends, for jumping into conversations even when they're not needed. But now, nothing. No counters, no explanations, no support. Just complete silence. The entertainment world felt frozen. And every day that passed without someone addressing it only made the story feel more mysterious. Meanwhile, fans on social media continued tracking celebrity activity like detectives. When stars fled to other countries, people noticed. When posts disappeared, people noticed. When accounts went private, people noticed. When celebrities avoided LA entirely, people noticed. And the more they noticed, the more questions they had. Hollywood insiders say that when a major investigation begins, people start distancing themselves even before anything becomes public. Whether it's fear, caution, or self-preservation, big names often take cover early. Which brings us back to what we're seeing now. A wave of sudden travel, strategic silence, and behavior changes that don't look like coincidence. Ellen leaving the country, artists shutting down social media, producers going quiet, A-listers staying far from Los Angeles, Joe Rogan calling out the strange patterns millions of people were already seeing. It's one of the biggest Hollywood mysteries in years. And the most unsettling part? This might only be the beginning. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on what's happening behind the scenes in Hollywood, make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment below. I want to hear what you think about this entire situation. And please subscribe to the channel for more deep dive stories just like this one. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss a new upload.